In the later stages of World War II, after experiencing the baptism of war, the Soviet Army not only gained a new understanding of armored warfare, but also acquired new equipment, among which the IS-3 heavy tank caused great shock to the British when it appeared in Berlin. At that time, there were few tanks that could rival the IS-3, which was covered with thick, sloping armor and mounted with a 122mm cannon. According to the Soviet Army's habits, the IS-3 would appear in large numbers in the future. How to deal with this potential crisis? After World War II, the British began to develop a new generation of heavy tanks, the Conqueror, which weighed over 60 tons. Although it was equipped with a 120mm tank gun, which was capable of penetrating the frontal armor of the IS-3, the British did not fully understand the specific protective capabilities of the IS-3 at that time. They wanted to develop a more powerful tank, the FV215. Today, we classify the FV215 as a tank destroyer, but according to the British at the time, it was the successor to the Conqueror heavy tank, and the two can be considered brothers. Like the Conqueror, the FV215 used the experimental universal tank chassis developed by Britain, which was suitable for heavy armored vehicles, such as the FV222 armored rescue vehicle and the FV201 infantry tank developed by Britain based on it. The FV215 had an empty weight of 61 tons, and the engine compartment, originally located at the rear, was moved to the middle of the vehicle, where a Meteor M1 2012-cylinder liquid-cooled gasoline generator was installed. It could output 810 horsepower at 2,800 RPM. Although the tank's power and suspension did not support high-speed travel, it could at least meet basic mobility needs. The FV215 could reach a maximum speed of 32 km per hour. Since it was meant for anti-tank combat, the FV215 needed a powerful main gun, more powerful than the Conqueror's 120mm tank gun. Therefore, a 183mm caliber heavy gun was selected. The gun weighed approximately 3.7 tons, and with the mounting seat capable of withstanding powerful recoil, the overall weight exceeded 7 tons. A smoke extractor was installed in the middle of the approximately 4.5-meter long barrel. The gun was installed in a fully enclosed welded armored turret, which was rear-mounted. This design was to avoid the gun barrel from protruding too far forward, and to shorten the vehicle's length when the gun was fired forward. The mid-mounted engine compartment provided space for turret installation. The British only developed armor-piercing ammunition for the 183mm gun, with a projectile weight of 72.5 kilograms and a length of 76 centimeters. The firing charge weighed 33 kilograms, and the gun could fire the ammunition at an initial speed of 716 meters per second. Although the speed was slower than that of armor-piercing rounds, the armor-piercing ammunition did not rely on speed. It relied on plastic explosive to destroy the target's armor, and was also effective against concrete structures. This ammunition demonstrated powerful destructive capabilities in tests, as it was able to blow the turret off a Centurion tank, and split the gun shield of the Conqueror in half. Even today's main battle tanks would have difficulty resisting a hit from it. The heavy gun also brought many problems. In addition to the greatly increased turret size due to the large size of the gun, the cumbersome ammunition was also a challenge for the loaders. The FV215 was equipped with 2 loaders to handle the gun, and the gun's rate of fire was only 2 to 2.5 rounds per minute. The vehicle carried only 20 rounds of ammunition. Technically, the turret of the FV215 could rotate 360 degrees, but the hull could not withstand the lateral recoil force, so the gun could only fire within a range of 45 degrees to the left and right, or directly to the rear. When the gun was turned to the side, a safety lock would prevent firing. Just looking at the gun of the FV215, it was definitely one of the most powerful tank destroyers at the time. If used tactically, it would probably have created a psychological shadow on the enemy. However, the British abandoned this project around the mid-1950s, for many reasons. An important point was that the British had clarified the armor protection capabilities of potential opponents such as the IS-3 in the past few years. The 183mm gun was obviously overpowered and lacked flexibility, while the new L7 105mm rifled gun could already meet most combat requirements. Therefore many Western tanks, including the British Centurion, were subsequently equipped with the L7 series tank gun. The advancement of anti-tank missile technology was another factor that affected the FV215 project. Compared to the FV215 heavy tank destroyer, the anti-tank missile systems that could be installed on most land vehicles were not only more flexible in combat, but also lower in unit cost. The Malkala was the anti-tank missile system that was technologically mature in the hands of the British at that time. Changes in tank concepts also affected the overall environment. Tanks were originally classified by function, such as infantry tanks, cruiser tanks, then by weight during World War II, classified as light, medium, and heavy tanks, and after World War II, tanks tended to balance armor, firepower, and mobility, which is still the prevailing concept of main battle tanks today. Equipment like the FV215, which mainly highlighted firepower attributes, was not favored.